gentlemen, we're back for another edition of the podcast down at the Wednesday ground. This horrible, tinny, old football ground that's no good. I'm here with a Sheffield Wednesday fan and October Drift out, boys. You alright?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, fine. It's always nice to see your little faces when we catch up every now and again. Isn't it? So yeah, we're down for Tramlines. You're just about to play to the stage at 3 o'clock today. Playing just after some comedians. Comedians are on first, and then you're just going to whack everybody up.
Yeah, it's going to be a different thing.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, let's hope they're ready for that.
Yeah. No, because I one thing about Tramlines, I love the comedy bit, and for comedians, it's playing festivals is notoriously like hard work because it's just fucking this big open space, and you just kind of can feel like you're shouting to nobody. And not getting much of a response, but it's different for bands, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Like, how does it feel for you on these bigger stages when you're like, you know, you're out there in the world?
Well, I think probably the biggest difference between maybe bands and comedians is that depending on when you play, if people are pissed for your set as a band, it's normally better.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a comedian, if people are pissed for your set, you're screwed. So for a band, like, the festivals are great. People are drunk and more up for kind of joining in, I suppose.
Yeah. So I know you've got a long history with Sheffield. How many years have you've been like known in Sheffield now? Just like October Drift, just out there in the world in Sheffield. What does Sheffield mean to you guys?
It's kind of where we sort of basically launched October Drift from. So, and it was the first sort of real city to get behind our band as well. So it's really cool we've done Tramlines more than any other festival as well. So to be playing from the fringe events and then we did the library and the Leadmill, and then to be like stepped up each time. And it's nice to now get to where we've got and be playing a big tent like today.
I mean, Sheffield was really the first city that got behind our band in terms of like people coming to see our shows and spreading the word. So it's always had this slightly homely feeling for us, and like so whenever we come back, it feels like a hometown show almost.
Why do you think Sheffield's embraced you so much?
Neil's given us a
why has Sheffield embraced us so much? Sheffield's just such a musical city. Yeah. Like it's got such a great musical heritage. People here just seem to be up for coming out to shows. Yeah. They seem to be up for discovering new bands, and something about Sheffield. They seem to like music that really gives them an energy. Yeah. And I think our live show's always been if nothing, it's been energetic. Yeah. So I think maybe that's why the Sheffield public have got behind it.
I think it's also it's a big music scene, but it's small enough that it's like still got that community where you can kind of get, if you're known in the Sheffield sort of music scene, everyone knows each other, and it's quite a community sort of thing. Yeah. So it was kind of like to tap into that as well was really great for us. I
think I had a gig at Frog and Parrot last night, and the crowd was a little bit flat for a little bit, and then a band called the Mercians come on. And they reminded me of you guys, just with, like, it's very rare you see a band that every member is absolutely fucking on it, and there's no way that they're not going to put the best show on for the fucking band. But it reminded me of you guys now. And that's how you win a crowd round, isn't it? Because they did it doing that.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be so much of a secret. That some bands just turn up and just play guitar and think that's enough these days. It's not,
it's got to be done,
Yeah.
I think we always thought, it took us so long to do any tickets anywhere or for anyone to come and see us that we were just like, anyone who was in that room, we just wanted to try and win over. And I think that came from that, didn't it? We're thinking, we've sat in the van for 4 hours, we're probably going to get home at 3 in the morning. We're not going to come up there and half-arse it. We're going to do it properly. So
at the very least, they'll like remember the show. Or that's the plan.
Yeah. No, it's fucking. I absolutely love it. Is there anything like as you progress through the years? Is there any kind of like where do like new ideas come from for stage performances and stuff? How do you like manage that as artists?
Come quite naturally. It's like well, there's one thing that's changed where you go from we're trying to win over a crowd to like we've got the crowd, like the crowd's there to see us. How do we then like get them going and sort of step it up a notch in that respect?
I think touring with editors did a lot for our stage show, because we watched them just kill it night after night, and just the way that they work the audience, and I think learning off bigger bands and how they do it, successful touring bands, definitely definitely helps. Like it kind of inspires you and gives you things. Okay, that worked with that.
We thought more about like how we look on stage and like the lighting and the backdrop and stuff like that, which like often isn't something you can do on the first tours and stuff that you're doing, because you're just kind of turning up and winging it essentially. But like as it sort of progressed a bit further down the line, like thinking about that sort of stuff as well.
I always remember October Drift's socials and stuff. Particularly, one thing that sticks out with me is you just stood it rain. That must have been nice.
The rocks.
That's still quite an iconic like bit of footage and content to bring out. But I still think of that. I just think the poor little bastard. He's must have been rain poured animal.
Out of a watering can.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was about we arrived there as well, because we were like, we've got to get up this early to do it. So let's definitely not miss first light. And it was in the summer, so I think we got there at like 4:30 in the morning and couldn't film anything till about 7 because like it was just too dark. And then I think we banged it out in like an hour, didn't we, or something?
Felt like probably. And we did other promo stuff with the same concept in different locations as well, and like different days. So we were just up to like crack of dawn, just getting cold water, and me trying to like not just me trying to keep a straight face and sing the words to the camera.
How do you find like festival season? Because I know you're always touring. You've got a new tour in Europe coming up. You're France, and things are happening in France. Yay!
Yeah, really excited for that. A band called Archive are taking us out. And we've done some shows with them before. They're great people. So it's really cool for them to invite us out, and they're doing some huge venues in France and Switzerland and Luxembourg as well. So really excited for that, and also like to be, when we've done things like that in Europe before, it's been like one gig in a different country, which is amazing to visit those places, but kind of hard to build anything in any one of those countries.
That's just in and out.
This is like 13-14 gigs in France, so it's like should be a good base to sort of build upon for France, which is really exciting. Because
you've been all around Europe. How do the crowds differ like from different countries? With
It's really interesting because when we've done. I remember on the editors tour, they said we're cutting like for Spain. We did Spain right at the end of the tour, and they were like, we're cutting our slower songs tonight because they'll just talk through it. And so we were like, oh, okay, so we had the little bit before Forever Well, which we cut for that show because apparently Spanish crowds just want to go nuts.
And such a party crowd, whereas you can tell in
Switzerland,
places like Belgium and stuff, they were very attentive, but like everyone cheers and stuff afterwards, but during the gig everyone just sort of stands there. When we went further east as well, it was like the
quite
good
rowdy
crowds in
good
like
crowds.
Poland and stuff like that.
Which is the best country and which is the worst country?
I don't know. Couldn't decide. We haven't done it. We haven't done enough out there to tell. There's a few. I remember there's a few like I remember the Polish crowds being really good. I remember them being really rowdy. In all honesty, there isn't a worse because we've never had a bad crowd over in Europe, have we? It's always been great.
I can remember them old footages of bands playing in Japan. And end at gig, the crowd are just so respectful of the artist. They don't cheer through it. They wait for him to respectfully finish and then cheer.
That is a bit. It was a bit like that in, I think it was Belgium or Switzerland. It was a bit like that there. But I suppose with a band like ours, one thing that is slightly trickier, because we did one show with editors a few months ago, one of their warm-up shows. And we'd just come off the back of our headline tour, which was super responsive audience and like them singing the lyrics and stuff, and you get so much back from the audience. And then going and doing something with editors playing to a cold audience who don't know you, that was a real change in dynamic because we kind of had to switch our mindset into back what we used to do, where it's like, right, we're not going to get much from this audience whilst we're playing. They loved it and they were cheering and stuff after the songs, but in the songs, they're probably thinking, what the fuck, this band are disappointed and lobbing themselves around the stage like maniacs. And I think that, when we came off stage, was a bit of a,
it's two different things, isn't it? We're trying to win over the crowd and then trying to like work up a crowd that's already there to see you. So two different sort of skill sets in that.
Is it much of a change for a band transitioning from like festival season into going on tour? How different is that?
I mean, even from things like just the sound checks, and you've got to be a bit more in those at a festival, and like in and out, and the half-hour sets and stuff like that. So,
if the thing is with a show, like we've had, like there was one show we did in Leeds once where my snare drum, I blasted through my snare drum skin on the fourth song, and that could have completely killed the show, but we then did the rest of the set acoustic. That was to our own fans, and that was and it was great. I don't ever want it to happen again, but it turned into be a really memorable show for them, and it was fantastic. But if that had been to a cold audience, and if that had happened to a group of people at a festival or something, we would have been screwed. So it does have that. It has a bit
more at stake.
Because if something goes wrong at one of our own shows, we know that we have that audience behind us, and we know that we can just do our whole set just acoustic with nothing, or even a cappella. Whereas at a festival, nah. if something fucks, you're on your own. You're done.
So, how much are we looking forward to the stage in a bit? Then, just talk us through what's going to be what you've got planned for all these new faces that might be new Octoberdrift fans.
Yeah, really excited about it. Playing the sort of biggest stage, like I said, we've done here at Tramlines. It's quite a massive tent as well, so and we just sort of did a little sound check there, and it's sounding huge. So
I think
really
it'll be the biggest stage we played this year, I think, won't it? Yeah.
We're playing a sort of mix of the last two albums, and
a lot of lobbing ourselves around, a lot of in the audience, and a lot of loud music.
So it's been the Fringe, Library stage, Leadmill stage. Now you're on t'other stage. So where are you going to be next year?
Well, it's got to be in it. It's got to be main stage.
We don't have to say it anyway. We don't even have to say it. It's got to be on it.
We'll see.
As long as it's not raining. We were like coming up today, going like, "Wow, thank God we're playing the tent."
Brilliant. Well, thanks for joining us today, boys, for a little chat, mate.
Yeah.
Looking forward to catching you live in a bit.
Cheers.
Should always appreciate your time.